Hello, Microsoft community. Today we are talking about Microsoft Dynamics 365 Customer Insights, and in particular, the segments section of Customer Insights. So as we can see, I am already in my Customer Insights instance here in the browser. And over in the left navigation, I can go into segments and we can expand that out and explore what this is a little bit more. Segments are exactly as they sound. They are a smaller subset of the data that can be used in reporting and starting point for creating other segments. So let's look at and see what it looks like to create one of these things. If we get into a new and I come down here to create from, I can choose profiles, measures, or intelligence. If we choose profiles, then I can create a new segment based on a field and a value. So these are all the fields that we have in our data set from all of our different data sources actually. So I could say, hey, I want to define a segment based on gender. So give me all the male or the female people that are out there, and let's make a segment out of that. And as you would probably can guess, I could do that off of any of these fields. So choose a field and a value, and we can create a segment. Another choice is to go to create from and go to measures. And in here now I can choose a measure that we created before, and I created a video on this on creating measures previously. But if you choose a measure that you created, like lifetime spend, now we can choose an operator, and we can say, okay, what is our lifetime spend greater than, less than, or between two values? And then after you choose an operator, then you choose a value to calculate off of, and now you can create a new segment based on a measure. If we go back to new and do create from again and go down to intelligence, now we have the ability to choose a ML model, a custom ML model, and I have one here in my instance. And then from the ML model, you can choose a field that's in that ML model. So we might say stay count, and then we could choose an operator where the operator is less than, greater than, or between, and then a value just the same way. So those are the quick segment methods of create from a profile, a measure, or a intelligence or ML model. Now we can create one also from blank, which is slightly a little bit more complicated, but not horribly so. So we can create a dynamic or a static segment. A dynamic segment, as the description says here, is going to update every 12 hours. And a static segment doesn't update. It's just exactly as you defined it from the beginning. So I'm going to just create a little test segment here, dynamic, say next. And now this is where we have the opportunity to define what is our segment based off of. It can be based off of a profile that we already have in Customer Insights, a measure that we have in Customer Insights, any of our previous segments that we defined. So we can define a segment off of another segment, any of our system information, any enrichments that we have in the system, and then just any user data sources that we have connected into Customer Insights. We can create a dynamic segment off of it. So if I come down here and I just choose point of sale system, now this is where we can start defining our filter. And our filter can be made up of each line is basically a filter query or has some filter criteria. The first line is our source that we chose before. The second choice here is a field that we want to filter on. So in this case, maybe we choose total price. Then we can choose an operator once more. So we can say that total price is equal to a value, is less than a value, or maybe just all we care about is that it contains a value. Beyond that, once we have that set, now we can choose, yes, we want another filter criteria. And we can say this one and another, or this one or another value. And we can just keep building that out and building that out continuously based on entities and related entities, entities that are related to the original entity. And we will eventually end up with a segment. So let's back out of this, and I'll show you one that already exists so you can have a little bit better idea. So if I go in and edit my summer promo segment, we can see that this segment is defined by average purchase, average store purchase is greater than a value, date of birth is greater than or equal to a value, and date of birth is less than or equal to a value. So we want a defined age set. And once we have that, now we'll have our summer promo, or the people that we want to contact for our summer promo, as a segment. So that's pretty much segments in a nutshell. Not a whole lot to it, but basically they are a way of defining a smaller subset, and it's great for reporting. So you can report on those segments. And you can also use the segments as a starting point for another segment. So you can redefine your segments into smaller pieces. If we go back to home here, we can quickly see that our segments are listed here. And we could use this in Power BI or anywhere else that we want to report to view those segments. Hope that helps. Please reply with or have a comment with any questions that you might have or any other topics that you want to hear about with Customer Insights, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks. Bye.